Hey y'all, it's Santana, aka Tana's Book Diary, and I'm back with another video. It is May, so happy Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. This is the month where we celebrate all Asian Americans, all Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. And to celebrate this month, I wanted to do a couple book recommendations that are either written or about Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, or Pacific Islanders. And so let's just get right into this video. Well, first, a little commotion for my shirt. It's Jimi Hendrix. I don't know. I wanted to show it off. I got it at a flea market a couple weeks back, so yeah. Anyway, I have a list. I will be looking at my iPad, but I also have some physical books that were also in my library that I will be showing you guys as well. Let's get right into it. So the first book that I would recommend for you to read this month or anytime this year, honestly, is This Could Be Us by Ebony Liddell. The main male character is Nepali, and it is a young adult college romance. It takes place actually here in Maryland in College Park. Both characters attend the University of Maryland in College Park, and it's a bit of friends to lovers, insta love, and a little bit of forbidden romance because it is an interracial relationship. Female lead Deja is Black. She is an entrepreneur. She is a body and skincare guru, and she is studying to be a scientist so she can make and develop her own products and just be certified for her business. And so then we follow Raja, who is Nepali American. He is aspiring to be an artist. In the book, he's currently a tattoo apprentice at a tattoo parlor in College Park. And that is how him and Deja actually meet, when she decides to get a tattoo with her sister kind of spontaneously. And he is her artist. And so we kind of see them have this college romance, kind of a grownish feel. And we also see that forbidden romance as far as like cultural and racial differences and their parents kind of being on opposite spectrums of class and just where they're from. She's from a small town in North Carolina, and he's from College Park, Maryland. So he's kind of used to like being close to the city and that lifestyle, whereas she's a little more homegrown, Southern. So it's also differences in that as well. I really enjoyed this book. I got it from my local library, so that's why I don't have the physical book, but it was so good. I definitely want to pick up the physical whenever I can find it next. My next one is They Bloom at Night by Trang Ta Tran. I am hoping I'm pronouncing their name right. I read this last year. This is a young adult science fiction body horror kind of book. The main character and their family are all Vietnamese. It takes place in Louisiana, so it also has that Southern Gothic feel as well. It takes place post Hurricane Katrina. Another hurricane is kind of on the horizon in the book, so we follow them pre, during, and post hurricane. And we kind of see how the sea life almost takes over the main character's body. It's so weird, but in a good way. And I've never read anything quite like it, so I would definitely recommend it if you're into like that science fiction body swap, morphing into some unearthly creature almost. Like that's the vibe. I thought that was really cool. The next one I have is Elevator Pitch by Evelyn Lee. This is an adult contemporary romance, so be mindful. It's very spicy, lots going on almost every chapter. It's slightly forced proximity because the two main characters live in the same apartment building, so they run into each other on the elevator, hence the title, all the time. Our female main character, she works from home. She's kind of a homebody, doesn't really get out much, kind of had like a tumultuous previous relationship, so she's kind of like over dating and kind of just ready to like flaunt her stuff, kind of lean more into her sexuality, lean more into being social. And that is where she kind of meets our male main character, who is Korean American. He is a rich entrepreneur. He has his own dating app. And it's kind of like ironic a little bit that he has a successful business where he puts people together with matchmaking and all that, but his own marriage kind of ended in a divorce. And his ex-wife actually found her latest partner, who she's actually going to marry, on said app. So it's kind of like weird in that sense. And he actually gets invited to her wedding because they're still friends. So that's where he asked our female main character, like, out and it's like, can you be my wedding date, my plus one to this wedding I'm going to? And this is kind of like how it starts. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's on Kindle Unlimited. That's where I read it. My next one is actually one of the physical books I actually have with me. This is 4 Eids and a Funeral by Farida Abike Amide and Adiba Jagadir. I hope I'm saying their name right. I will probably do a voiceover if not of the correct pronunciation. This is a young adult romance. I said it was like friends to enemies, back to friends, then to lovers. That trope. It's kind of a mouthful, but it's dual point of view. We follow Saeed and Tiwa. Both of them used to be friends, really close friends actually. And they had a kind of a friend breakup, but they're brought back together when one of their closest teachers, one of the teachers they really enjoyed together, passes away. Saeed is actually Bangladeshi. Him and his family are from Bangladesh. They come together for the death of their teacher, but also because the Islamic center that they all go to worship and to fellowship together is on the brink of being closed and turned into some new building for the area, kind of a form of gentrification, kind of a way of booting them out. And so they come together with their classmates in their community to try to save the Islamic center. With doing that, they also rekindle their friendship and move into a relationship. I think it's really cool. It kind of does a back and forth because we follow them in four Eids, so 4 different Eid celebrations, and then the funeral of their teacher. I just thought it was a really cute romance. I love the cover so much. It's so cute. That's honestly what drew me to it initially. And yeah, I read this in like one day, one sitting, and I actually also annotated it quite a bit too. So really cute. Heavily recommend this book. My next one is actually another physical book I have with me. It's Pride and Protest by Nikki Payne. This one takes place in Washington, D.C. The male main character, Dorsey Fitzgerald, is Filipino. He is adopted into a white affluent family. So he's really rich and well off, and he's an entrepreneur. He gets with Liza B, who is a local radio host. She is Afro-Latina. They kind of have conflicting political views initially. Not quite as far as like MAGA, political views, but he thinks he's doing something for the betterment of the community, but he's not directly involved or living in said community that he's trying to build his business in and build property. So as a radio host, she has a call of action. She does it on her platform. People are like siding with her. He wants to meet with her to convince her otherwise that he's doing it for the benefit of the community. And in turn, he realizes he doesn't have as much control as he thinks, and behind the scenes there's some shady business with the renovations, the construction that's trying to happen. So he ends up being on the right side of history basically. But yeah, this was a cute contemporary romance. It was a little frustrating at some points, just being completely honest, of just like some of the racial comments that both of them made to each other. It was very, that one scene in like Ginny and Georgia where it was kind of like oppression Olympics a little bit. We both are dealing with the same coin, just in different ways and different levels. You know what I mean? Like we should be mad at the white man, not each other. But anyways, this was a good book though overall. I did annotate it quite a bit. This was my first Nikki Payne book. I love some of her other works, but this one was a great introduction to her writing. She has a very unique way of writing books, so funny, a lot of good comedic moments, but also great romance moments, but with a message. And a lot of her stories are Jane Austen kind of like retellings as well. So Pride and Prejudice and Pride and Protest. So yeah. My next one, I read this kind of a while back and I ended up giving that book away, but it's called Going Dark by Melissa Dela Cruz. It's a young adult thriller. We follow the female main character who is white. She's an influencer. She ends up going missing. And everyone is kind of pointing and speculating that it's her boyfriend that kidnapped her and led her to her demise. And then we flip a few years prior and we follow this young Asian girl who actually was also kidnapped, disappeared, but it was pretty much radio silence. When the young white influencer girl went missing, like the whole internet kind of was set ablaze, looking for her, campaigning, doing hashtags, going on the news, really trying to figure out where she was and who she was with and who did it. Whereas Myung Lee went missing, it was not the same level of care or concern. And so this book is just talking about the dangers and the advantages of being on the internet and being an influencer, and just the double standard and racial implications when a white girl goes missing versus a girl of color. Specifically in this situation, an Asian girl goes missing. It's just not the same level of care or push behind trying to figure out who did it. And it's an interesting twist, so I don't want to give that away, but it was very like on the nose and very timely, honestly. Unfortunately, I think of like the Gabby Petito story where she went missing and instantly everyone online was like searching how and when and what time and timestamps, and her boyfriend did, and she was recording and live at this time. And they ended up figuring out what happened to her. Whereas with many girls of color, it's kind of just like, well, what did she do? Is she always like this? She's notorious for doing this. Like giving all the reasons why she might have disappeared instead of like really looking for her and caring and believing that maybe someone else maliciously did something and it was not her. My next one, and my last one actually, is a physical book I have. I had this for a while now and I've read it years back, but it's Vanessa Jarrett's Got a Man by LaQuette. The male main character is of Asian descent. I want to say he's Korean. Don't quote me on that though. I couldn't find it quickly in the book, but I believe he is Korean. But this is the cover. Honestly, love it so much. So Vanessa is our female main character. She is Black, so it is an interracial romance. It's a little bit of small town romance. She just recently got a divorce, so she's trying to, get back in her swing of things. So I think Stella's got her groove back almost. She's been single for 2 years. The running joke on the back says Savvy, Sexy, and Single Club. So she's been single for 2 years. She meets the sheriff. His name is Michael Park. He's a sheriff in this small town. He recruits Vanessa to basically help his younger sister not marry her ex-husband. So on this like weird kind of wild goose chase, stopping a marriage, they end up having a relationship themselves. Really cute. I really found it enjoyable at the time of reading it. It's been a while. It's a little spicy, but I think it's really cute. Just think Stella got her groove back, and it's this. That is all my book recs for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I had more Asian American representation in my books, honestly, once I kind of like fully looked through my list. I don't have a lot of books with Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander representation. So if you have any good book recs, either it's the author or the characters are, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm always into expanding my palette book-wise, and just also reading about other communities around the world. And I want to expand and grow. And honestly, with these stories, you can get lessons that you may not know because you might be in your own bubble. But also it's great to just, again, perspective build, like see other people's perspectives, and just having these books that might not also go into the history. It's great to read about, like, this could be forever. It's great to just read about a young boy who's Nepali, who's going to college, who's a tattoo artist. It did go into his cultural background and all of that, but it's just also cool that we're able to just see stories like that, and it doesn't have to be this big thing as well, if that makes sense. Similar to what I talked about in my books with disability representation, like it's just great to kind of normalize the main character. Like this is part of their identity, but it's not their entire identity. You know what I mean? Let me know if you guys have any book recs down below, or if you've read any of these books, what were your thoughts on it? And I can't wait to see you in the next video.